Oh, the jazz man from the Big Easy, my neck of the woods. Plus special guest stars on the hot new show ER.
But first up, a memorable look at how Audrey Meadows remembers her life as a honeymooner. Audrey Meadows relives her days as the co-star of one of the most popular TV shows of the 50s in the new book, Love, Alice, My Life as a Honeymooner.
It is the only book to come out that is full of stories that have never been told before.
For example, the book reveals that Jackie Gleason originally didn't want Audrey for the part, saying she was too pretty. Love, Alice, My Life as a Honeymooner is in stores this week. Singer Rosemary Clooney guest stars as a mysterious patient who strolls the hospital hallways belting out songs on tonight's ER.
What are we doing here?
We're waiting. Your granddaughter's here, remember? You're going home.
That's right.
Rosemary's nephew, George Clooney, co-stars on the series. ER checks in tonight on NBC.
The one I love.
Louis Armstrong was the musical legend known for classics like Ain't Misbehavin'.
Ain't misbehaving, saving my love.
A box set celebrates Louis' early years, featuring 81 songs, including classics like Heebie-Jeebies and West End Blues. Louis Armstrong, Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, is in stores this week. Great stuff. Friday on CBS, the suspenseful episode of Under Suspicion. It's a cop show centering around a female detective played by Karen Silas. Now, her character is investigating a series of murders, and as she closes in on a suspect, she begins to think she could become the next victim. And that's going to do it for today's Extra. I'm Dave Neiman.
And I'm Marthel Neville. We'll leave you now with stars singing the song You Drive Me Crazy from Kermit the Frog's new music video, Kermit Unpigged. We'll talk to you later.
You drive me crazy and I cannot help myself. Woo!
She drives me crazy. Like no one else. You drive me crazy and I can't help myself. She drives me crazy and I can't help myself.
No more else, I can't help.
Gordon Elliott here to invite you to the Heartland Women's Show, September 30th through October 2nd at the Show Me Centre in Cape Girardeau.
KFES 12 presents the Heartland News Leader, full of local features and station information. Be sure to save this special insert, your complete guide for the upcoming Heartland Women's Show, including a discounted admission coupon and vacation registration. The Heartland News Leader, free from KFES 12. You're watching KFBS 12, the Heartland's news channel.
Очень нам помогает.
Thank you all for coming.
Я хочу поднять тост.
Let's toast
За моего друга.
the real president
За президента Соединенных Штатов Америки.
of the United States.
Хиллари Клинтон.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rush Limbaugh.
And welcome once again, Rush Limbaugh, the television show on the air. Great to see you. We got another overflow crowd here to watch the program in person. Don't you wish you could be so fortunate to be in our audience, and someday you might actually have the chance. Do we ever tell people how to do that, Dick, or we get so many requests that we'll never tell anybody for the rest of the year?
Oh, we tell them.
We do tell them? Okay, because when do we tell them? When do we tell people how to get here?
Some of the spots that we run from time to time.
Oh, okay. Well, you just have to keep watching. Sometime in the middle of this show, we will sneak in a phone number. Maybe not this show. Some show, we will sneak in a phone number. These people all found out how to get here, so it can be done. In the beginning of the program here, the little open, we showed you some video from the state dinner. Boris Yeltsin, President, Russian Federation, and President Clinton. They had a joint press conference to announce all of the marvelous accomplishments and achievements of their summit. And the funniest thing happened, and we wanted to show you, because I don't know if you've seen the whole thing or portions of it, but Yeltsin, of course, has to have a translator, and the translator is speaking at the same time Yeltsin is. Now, the translator and Yeltsin get crossed up, but the translator never figures it out. And Yeltsin gets mad that the translator is either too slow or too fast and starts talking to the translator. The translator never understands that, and he just keeps repeating what Yeltsin is saying. The way we want to show you this. This is cool. Now remember, the translator doesn't get it. The translator thinks Yeltsin is talking to the audience when he's... Now, we start off, nothing happens here right at the beginning. We want to set it up to show you how well it's going, and then we'll show you as the thing fall apart. Here it is.
We have to support peace. The big eight. Peacekeeping. CIS. The role of Russia in the CIS. NATO and Russia. Coordination in the United Nations. Security Council. Reforming the United Nations. Cooperating in the United Nations and the CIS, the situation all around the world, Bosnia, Middle East, Caribbean Basin, North Korea, Rwanda, Islamic extremism, Iran, Libya, Iraq, Transnistria, Nagorno-Karabakh, Abkhazia, Tajikistan, the Baltics, military issues, Start 3, Start 1, Start 2, now 3, Start 3 now, we're talking about 3. Non-proliferation, harmonizing our... You're not catching up? You can't think fast enough? You can't think fast enough? Well, okay, then I'll go a little slower. Apparently, we're not on the same wavelength here, you and I, but in terms of the pace here, okay? Non-proliferation of weapons.
Yeltsin's trying to slow up so the guy can catch up with him, and the guy slows up with Yeltsin. He's insulting the audience. And Yeltsin, who supposedly doesn't understand English, gets it. You ever thought about that? The guy ought to be able to speak in English if he knows the translator's screwing it up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something. Big news. You remember this was back April 19th, 1994, earlier this year. You remember this? Rush Limbaugh meets with space aliens. There's the picture right on the cover, meeting with the aliens, a secret outpost in New Orleans where they determined that I'm the only man on Earth capable of saving Earth and the entire universe. And given that the Weekly World News was the first to catch on and actually recognize the awesome talent that you see sitting before you on your screen, this is a magazine with credibility. So we are always interested in what the Weekly World News has to say. So here is the issue, October 11th, 1994. Hillary Clinton is pregnant. White House insider's blockbuster revelation that says first couple's bundle of joy due in April. Well, now this may explain why that AstroTurf was recently installed in the Oval Office.
I owned, when I was a younger man and had a life, I owned an El Camino pickup in the 70s.
Well, listen to this.
It was a real sort of southern deal. I had AstroTurf in the back. You don't want to know why, but I did.
Just in case some of you out there didn't understand the AstroTurf comment, I wanted to explain it to you. How many of you out there eat Ben & Jerry's ice cream? How many of you out there, I happen to have some here, how many of you happen to eat Rainforest Crunch? Ben & Not too healthy a response. Well, there is, or there used to be on the label on this side, if you get a, there you go, close up of it. There used to be a message on cartons of Rainforest Crunch ice cream that said that if you buy it, it will help Brazilian forest peoples start a nut-shelling cooperative that they'll own and operate. Now, the idea was, and this is actually a pretty capitalist idea for a bunch of lefties like Ben & Jerry, but the idea was to stop cutting down the rainforest in Brazil and instead get the Brazilian forest peoples, as it says on the label, to grow nut trees. And then only nuts from the Brazilian rainforest nut trees would end up in Ben & Jerry's Rainforest Crunch ice cream. Well, they've had to remove that all-important slogan that says purchasing this will help Brazilian forest people start a nut-shelling cooperative that they'll own and operate. The reason they've had to is because FDA regulations now require that all the nutrition ingredients have to be there, and they had to remove something to make room. They're trying to tell you it's the FDA, but it's not. Do you know the real reason, ladies and gentlemen? This is funny. The forest peoples of Brazil and their nut co-op blew up. Didn't work. It went out of business. It didn't make, not one Brazilian nut ended up in Rainforest Crunch. The nuts that are in Rainforest Crunch comes, 90% of them anyway, come from established commercial suppliers. And on at least one occasion, Ben Cohen, half of Ben & Jerry's, said that nuts for Ben & Jerry's Rainforest Crunch were bought from a native Brazilian family called Mutron, who've been accused of murdering labor organizers. Well, we can't have that on the left. You go only so far supporting unions. And so there you have it, one of these great leftist ideas, having only nuts from Brazil in their Rainforest Crunch has now failed, and the nuts still are in the United States running the company. We'll be back with more after this. Don't go away. Folks, I have outdone myself this time. I am sending shockwaves throughout the publishing world with an offer like no other offer in the history of offers. Every new subscriber to the Limbaugh Letter, my monthly newsletter, will get a complimentary copy in hardback of my bestseller, See, I Told You So. It's an offer you can't refuse. Call 800-796-4200. 12 issues of the Limbaugh Letter, just $29.95, and that copy of my bestseller, See, I Told You So. You do it now.
Fall is here, and winter is coming, along with drafts and high heating bills. So insulate your home with Touch and Foam. It's quick, easy, and economical. You can seal and insulate around electrical boxes, outside faucets, inside plumbing, pipe and wire entries, dryer and fan vents, window and door frames, anywhere there's drafts and leaks. Touch and Foam contains no CFCs or HCFCs. Get ready for winter with Touch and Foam expanding hole fillers. Look for Touch and Foam products at a store near you.
Buy all the furniture and bedding you need at unprecedented clearance prices this week at Watson Furniture. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and yes, even accessories have been drastically reduced to make room for recent market purchases. Wall-to-wall savings can be yours today on the newest fall line. Classic sofas with a 10-year cushion warranty as low as $299. American Drew, Bassett, Action Lane, England. Buy all the furniture you need with no money down and no payments for 6 long months with your good credit at Watson Furniture, downtown East Prairie.
Is TV reception a losing battle? Cable TV costing you too much for things you don't want with poor service? Go direct to the source for movies, sports, news, and more with your own Cable Direct satellite TV system from Armstrong Communications. Choose from hundreds of channels. Pay only for the ones you want. Who needs the hassle? Call Armstrong Communications right now at 1-800-SUPER-TV. Systems starting as low as $39.95 a month. Call 1-800-SUPER-TV.
Welcome back. Well, we have them sardined in here tonight. They're over in the corners, out of the lights and so forth. You all having a good time over the good? Good. That's the crowd that, whenever you see people up against the green wall, they're the ones who failed the drug test at our urine samples just didn't fly, and so we seat them away from the main body of people here. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Congress today, late on Thursday afternoon actually, passed a bill that one congressman has called Hillary's Revenge. This is the Lobby Disclosure Act of 1994. And what this bill will do, if taken to its full length or full breadth of possibility, is consider any citizen, member of a grassroots organization, or anybody who just